Now let's consider solve problem 6 on strings. Determine the output of the following program. This is the program available in front of you and the options are also available. This question has been asked in GATE CS 2017 set 2. It would be great if you can pause the video for a while and try to answer this question on your own. I hope you're done. Okay, let's move on to the solution. In the main function itself, we have a pointer C, which is pointing to the first character of the string literal. And here is how it can be pictorially represented. This is the string literal GATE CS IT 2017 with the null character at the end, which is automatically added. And we have a pointer C, which is pointing to the first character of the string literal. Okay, which means that it contains the address 1000. And I'm assuming that the address of the first character of the string literal is 1000. And I'm also assuming the size of character is 1 byte. Then we have a pointer P, which is pointing to the first character of the string literal too, because it is also containing the address 1000. As we can see here, the assignment statement says that the value of C is now assigned to P. P contains 1000, so it is now assigned to P. Okay. Now we have a printf function, and within this printf function we have a statement like this. We have these round brackets. Within this we have int. Then we have strlen function. And within this strlen function, we are passing this statement C plus 2p minus 6p minus 1. Let's evaluate the string length function first. First, C will get replaced by 1000, right? And then after that, we have this 2p, which is equivalent to star 2 plus p. As we can write p with square brackets 2 as star p plus 2. Similarly, we can write 2 square brackets p like star 2 plus p. We can replace this p by 1000, and 1000 plus 2 is 1002, and star 1002 means we will get this character, right? So I can replace this by t. After that we have 6p, which can be replaced by star 6 plus p, and p is 1000, so it becomes 1006, and star 1006 means we will get this character, that is I. Now suppose we don't know that what is the ASCII code of t and I. We don't know the ASCII codes of t and I at all. But we know that I comes before t, isn't that so? Assume that I is 1, then t will be 12, right? Let's see why is it true. If I is 1, then t will definitely be 12, because we have I, j, k, l, m, n, o, p, q, r, s, t, and t comes at 12 position. Therefore, when I is 1, then t will be 12. So I can replace this t by 12 and I by 1. This becomes 12 minus 1 minus 1. 1000 plus 12 minus 1 gives 1010. And strlen 1010 means that strlen will start reading the characters from this point. And when it reaches null character, it stops and calculate the string length from this point to this point. We can see here that the string length will be 2 and it will not count the null character at all. So string length returns value 2. But again, we should note that strlen returns a size t type data. Therefore, this int will convert the size t type to int type. This is called typecasting. Here we are doing typecasting basically. We know that strlen returns size t type data. Isn't that so? Although size t type is equivalent to an int type only, but it is not exactly an integer type. We want an integer type because we want to print it as a decimal. Therefore, we typecasted it into integer. Hence, size t type will get converted to int type. And this will become 2 finally, which is an integer. And then we can print this on the screen and the output comes out to be 2. So, option B is the correct option.